My name is Dr. Nate Lambert, and thanks for joining me today. I'm looking to help 12 people who are determined to do what it takes to make money in real estate this year. How does this help me? Well, 95% of my deals come from my network. I'd love to do more deals. And so if I can help you learn to do real estate, we could potentially work as a team on some deals and make money together. So I have a vested interest in your success. I'll get more deals and I'll help you get first-class mentoring from someone who has a wealth of real estate experience. So let me tell you what we're going to talk about today. First, I'd like to find out what you would do, have, or experience when you achieve financial freedom. Next, I will show you how I reach financial freedom through real estate. Finally, I will tell you my plan to help you do the same. Make sure to watch through to the end because I have some huge value bonuses that you're definitely going to want to know about. Let me ask you a question. What are 3 things that you would do, have, or experience if you had all the money you ever wanted? Please pause the recording right now and write down your answers. Great. Did you complete the exercise? This is really important. I'd love to hear what you wrote when we have our strategy call. Now let me tell you a little bit of my story to financial freedom. So I was a very successful professor. I had published over 70 articles and 7 books and traveled the world presenting my research. But after a while, I just got sick of working for someone else, and I just felt like this guy, really bored and thinking if I died and went straight to hell, it would take me a week to realize that I wasn't at work anymore. Well, I began doing all kinds of research and reading all the books I could find on wealth creation. And you know what they all told me to do? They all said invest in real estate. In fact, I found out that the wealthy 1%, 74% of them gained their wealth through business ownership and real estate investing. So I thought, God, I want to do that. So I decided I needed to become educated. So I got on with a company called Strongbrook that helped me to get a turnkey rental. And that was great. However, it cost me $38,000 as a down payment. And I just realized it was going to be another 10 years before I could save up the money to do something like that again. So I decided to do a program called Rich Dad that would help me find creative ways to do real estate investing. The problem with Rich Dad and most other education companies is they're like the circus. They come into town for a few days, give you a good show, but then they leave town and you're stuck thinking, what do I do next? And that's exactly the situation I was in. I had decided, hey, I'm going to try and flip my house. And so, but I didn't really know what I was doing and I didn't have the help or support. So I maxed out all my credit cards. I got loans on my 401k. I was totally maxed and we had just enough to finish the house, but then it didn't sell and I didn't know what to do. In fact, I was driving to a real estate seminar and my car broke down. My car broke down and I didn't have the money to repair it. So I had to beg my brother to use his car until my house sold, but it still didn't sell. Around this time, I found a company called Renatus. And Renatus was different. They had the support, the local community, and the help that I needed. And they taught a principle about seller financing. And I used that principle to sell my house. It finally sold, and I made a $109,000 profit on this house. So that was my start with Renatus, and since then, I've done a lot of deals, a lot of flips. Here's a couple of the flips that I've done with you can see the profit that I made on these flips, and really, I'm making on one deal sometimes what I made in a year of being a professor. I also did a lot of rental properties, so these are a couple of my rental property deals. Some of the cash flow that I was making on these deals. And, so Renatus helped me get going on all these deals. And that helped to create the financial freedom that I needed in my life to go do what I really wanted. What I would have listed on this was being with my family and traveling around the world with my family. This is a picture of my family and I. We went on a trip around the country with our motorhome to Crater Lake in Oregon and many other locations. Whenever we're not using the motorhome, we're renting it out to someone else, making money. This is us in Costa Rica, New Zealand, the Dominican Republic. This is us on a cruise in the Caribbean just this last Christmas break. In fact, I had always dreamed of living abroad. So, when I made a big profit on one of my deals, I said, hey, let's go move to Fiji for 7 months. So we all picked up and sold everything and moved to Fiji. We had some incredible cultural experiences. I dove with the sharks. That was exciting. Lived in this house on an acre of property overlooking the ocean. In fact, our search for this house was featured on House Hunters International. And it was great to be on that show on HGTV. And, after we returned, I decided, I'm going to buy my dream car. I want to buy a Tesla. Those cars drive themselves. So I bought this Tesla. It's been a blast driving this car, having my dream car. I got 2 $5 million life insurance policies. In fact, it's weird. My wife doesn't actually encourage me to buckle my seatbelt anymore. I don't know what's going on with that. But I also set up all kinds of retirement accounts through the Renatus Education Program. I've learned how to set up all these entities to create an amazing retirement, save on taxes. It's been wonderful. So also, we've got this, I have a goal in the next 4 years to buy 100 houses. To buy 100 houses. And over 10 years, I'd like to have those all paid off so that I'll be making a cash flow of $100,000 a month. That will be, at that point, I'll really want to retire, right? And also over the next 10 years, my goal is to help 100 people become real estate millionaires. I'd love for you to be one of these millionaires and to help you reach your dreams for financial freedom. But honestly, this may not be for you. Real estate isn't all rainbows and butterflies. It's going to take a lot of hard work of at least 10 to 20 hours per week. I'm also looking for someone who is a self-starter and who is willing to invest in him or herself to get up to speed on all the real estate knowledge you'll need to know to be successful. Real estate is just like any other high-paying career. It takes a lot of education and training. A high-paying job wouldn't pick someone without the right education and training, and neither will I. I just won't invest with someone who doesn't know what they're doing. It's too great of a liability for me, and I simply don't have the time to teach you all you need to know. You've got to be able to educate yourself and to be a valuable partner. To gain this kind of knowledge would require going to dozens of real estate seminars. Think about how much it would cost to attend 42 real estate seminars taught by millionaire investors. Thankfully, my partner company, Renatus, has paid many of the nation's top real estate investors to share all their trade secrets in 42 sessions. They filmed it so you can have access to all these professionals whenever you need them. For half the classes, I have seen other companies charge between $40,000 and $100,000. So I'd say the market value for these classes is at least $54,000. Renatus has also filmed 10 classes on 5 important topics that relate to real estate investing, including on building personal and business credit, paying off debt quickly, being your own bank through life insurance, saving on taxes, and creating self-directed retirement accounts. I've never seen another real estate company that's offered this kind of critical financial education. And based on the returns I've been receiving on tax savings and interest savings, I think this is worth at least $29,000. Furthermore, with Renatus, you've got one-on-one coaching, 6 sessions with Gavin McCaleb, who's done over 200 deals. You get 6 personalized sessions with him. The market value on this, I'd say, is anywhere between $6,000 and $12,000. So I'd say at a minimum, $6,000 for this kind of coaching is what people are charging. Now, so ultimately, guys, if you become one of the determined dozen, you're going to get all of these 42 real estate classes, which are valued at about $54,000. You're going to get a financial bonus classes valued at $29,000, one-on-one coaching valued at $6,000. And so this is a total value of about $90,000 that you're going to get for just $20,000. So I really value action takers. So I've created a VIP group to reward people who are willing to take action. And what I mean by that is that you're going to need to commit and make a down payment of $2,000 within 48 hours of watching this. And then within 2 weeks, you're going to need to pay in full. I'm going to show you in our strategy session how you can do this. I raise millions of dollars in real estate to fund my deals, so this isn't going to be a problem. For those of you who are willing to take action, I'm going to give you 4 amazing bonuses. For one, I'm going to pay your ticket to the Renatus National Conference in Salt Lake City this spring. So we gather 1,500 or more investors from around the country. We synergize, talk our deals, get trained. It's like a big reunion. We have relationships with people around the country, and you're going to get so much value from this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull you out during lunch or before one of the breaks. We'll have a one-on-one consultation with me to help you set up your real estate business. Now, if you're the kind of person that likes to be recognized and for all your work and achievement and helping other people to get started in their real estate investing, there's a lot of opportunities. This is me at last year's conference when I got recognized. So if you want to build your leadership, this is a great place to do it. Now, this kind of conference is worth, I'd say at least $3,000, if not more. The ticket doesn't cost that much, but the experience is worth that or more. As a second bonus, you're going to get scripts and formulas to help you to learn how to talk to sellers. I'm going to show you so that you can know exactly what to say to buy properties. You're going to understand how to evaluate a property, because it's all about buying right. So if you know how to buy right, you're going to be in a good spot. And then I'm going to give you a video training on how to utilize these tools. Other people charge for these kinds of resources between $2,000 and $4,000. So I think $2,000 is minimum what it would cost. Bonus number 3. Again, I want to help you to make things happen. So I'm going to give you opportunities for daily live instruction and mentorship. So on Monday morning, we will have a call. I have experts training on different real estate topics that you can listen in and ask your questions at the end of the calls. Tuesday night, there's a training by Gavin McCaleb, who's going to, again, covers all kinds of different real estate topics, allows for questions. On Wednesday morning, this is really vital. This is where we hold you accountable for our mastermind call. I'm going to ask you how many conversations you had with sellers, how many offers that you made, and we're going to talk through some of the challenges that you're experiencing and find solutions. Then on Thursday night, I do a class every week in Salt Lake that I'm broadcasting to all my nationwide Renatus team members, and I'm going to show you how to do deals. We're going to talk and analyze them. We're going to practice skills that you're going to need to develop to get these deals done. And this lasts for 12 months. So I'd say this kind of product is worth at least, between $6,000 and $12,000 is what people charge. So I'd say $7,500 on something like this is very reasonable. VIP bonus number 4, an action workshop. I want to help you to get deals right away. So we're going to have a workshop that we're going to broadcast. I'd love to have you live if you can. We're going to have training from several real estate pros. We're going to talk about finding the deal, funding the deal, fixing the deal, selling it, and managing the deal. You're going to have opportunities to network with other investors and to really take action. The goal is to, for instance, make an offer right then and there while you're in the workshop. So these kind of workshops, range from between $6,000 and $12,000. So I'd say $8,500 is not unreasonable for the kind of value that you're going to be getting in this workshop. Now here's the good news, is that you can get all these benefits, all these bonuses for free if you commit and put down a $2,000 down payment in the next 48 hours. I've never done something like this before. I don't know if I'm going to have the time to do something like this again. So with these 4 bonuses, they're really literally worth $21,000 more than the education itself costs, that I'm throwing in as a value add to you because I want you to succeed in this business. But you still might be thinking $20,000 is not a small amount of money. How am I going to come up with that? Well, we're going to talk about that in the strategy session. But you might also be wondering, how am I going to get a return on my money? Well, there's 4 pillars of wealth that are going to help you to get a massive return on your investment. The first one is taxes. So we have 2 classes all about how to save on your taxes. And for instance, when I went to Puerto Rico on this trip recently to go on the Caribbean cruise, I blocked out a day to go look at some properties. So I got to write off a lot of my trip expenses because I had that business purpose for being in Puerto Rico. I've also learned through the education how to pay my kids to clean my motorhomes and get a tax write-off for doing that. That entity structure that I showed you earlier, I learned that through the retirement classes, and that will save me hundreds of thousands of dollars on my taxes over the years. The next step is the velocity banking classes. We have 2 classes that will show you how to pay off your mortgage in 5 to 10 years. I don't have time to cover it now, but I'll show you how an amortized bank loan gets people stuck perpetually paying front-loaded interest of 60 to 80%. I'll show you how you can set up a home equity line of credit and pay a flat 4 to 5%, and how you can use your entire income to pay off your mortgage quickly and safely. Let me know if you're interested, and during our strategy call, I'll run through an illustration with your home and your numbers. Now, of course, there's the real estate pillar. I now have over 30 rental properties and have done over a dozen flips, and I'm going to show you in a minute some of the amazing real estate results several people in my program have achieved. So the final pillar is the referral pillar. A lot of people find so much value in this education, they want to share it with other people and have other business partners that they can work with. So guys, I've got a great program where if you can refer 2 people to my program, I'm going to take you on a 4-day Caribbean leadership retreat. I'll pay for your resort, your plane ticket. We're going to have so much fun networking with all the leaders in Renatus. If you make 2 more referrals, you can pay off your entire education. And again, like I say, during this retreat, we're going to have training from top Renatus leaders, and we're going to have the chance to network in paradise. So let's jump back and let me tell you a little bit about some of the results my team members have had in their real estate deals. So I've had 78 team members involved in a real estate transaction. Let me show you some of these. We've got Jode Allen. He says, I've been a realtor for several years, but Nate taught me how to see deals differently. After my first week in his program, I locked down this house that should make us over $95,000 in profit. Nick Kazakov says, after joining Nate's program, we partnered on a motorhome that cash flowed as much as $6,000 in a month. I now have a fleet of 5 motorhomes, and I'm doing several fix and flips. I replaced my income and quit my job. His program was a life changer. Kevin and Joyce Booth said this, Nate got us into a seller finance deal within a week of joining his program, and 15 days later, we made $23,000, more than it cost us to get started. He was also helpful getting us going in our first flip. We're so grateful for this experience, and it was worth every penny. George Allen says, I didn't think I'd have the time for real estate since I had a full-time job and serve as a pastor in my church. But with Nate's help, I acquired 11 rental properties and did 3 flips in 6 months and have now quit my job. I'm so glad that I took the plunge. Garrett Reed said, I started Nate's program about 18 months ago and it absolutely launched my real estate career. I just completed my 20th transaction. It's been such a rewarding experience and I can't thank Nate enough. It's one thing to have great results in real estate yourself, but another thing to be able to teach and mentor others to be successful. One reason that I believe I've generated such great results for the people in my program is that I've had 10 years experience teaching and mentoring as a professor, and so I'm uniquely qualified to help you learn how to do deals. But let me tell you that this is not for everybody. Getting these kinds of results is not average. These people who you saw, they took the initiative to educate themselves and have consistently taken action. If you're afraid to take action, this isn't for you and you wouldn't be a good fit for my program. If you're an action taker, book a strategy session with me now by going to www.investwithnatelambert.com. Again, for action takers, or click on the button below. So let me just review some of the things that you're going to get if you become one of the determined dozen and take action. You're going to get 42 real estate classes, 10 financial classes. Market value on that is $83,000. You're going to get one-on-one coaching. It's worth $6,000. And then for those of you who take action right away, I'm going to pay for your Renatus ticket. And this experience is, I would say, valued at least $3,000. You're going to get my scripts and formulas so you know how to talk to sellers and you know how to analyze the deals so that you buy only good deals. Then you're going to have daily training for 12 months, valued at $7,500. You're going to get an action boot camp to get you rocking and rolling and making offers right away. That's valued at about $8,500. So the total value on all of these, of all that we've got here, is about $110,000. And your price, like I say, is $20,000. Again, I don't know if I'll ever do these kinds of bonuses again because it's going to take up a lot of my time, but I'd love to get you going quickly so you can start making deals. And so if you're interested, guys, if you think this might be a fit, I'd love to talk to you. Book a strategy session now. So during the strategy session, I'm going to reveal 3 most important traits for success in real estate, and then we'll determine whether you qualify for my program. If you do, we'll talk about the 3 most popular ways for funding your education. Because like I said, I've funded millions of dollars now in real estate transactions. I can help you fund a $20,000 transaction, no problem. And then we'll create a personalized 6-month game plan to implement my wealth building system. So, and there's so many other things that we can talk about. I'd love to talk to you about the referral program. I'd love to talk to you about how to pay off your house in 5 to 7 years. Just click on the button below to schedule your strategy session with me right now. Thank you for joining.